In about 1 week, on June 11th, Modern Horizons 2 pre-release begins, an unprecedented occurrence for a premium draft set that brings a swath of legacy reprints into modern legality while simultaneously containing brand new, designed for modern cards that push both power and complexity in such a way that most could probably never be printed into a standard set, and instead, here are printed directly into Modern. I wanted to do the fake out for this video. You know, like I did for Time Spiral Remastered, where I start out sounding like I'm about to harshly criticize the set, and then I jump up and down with joy for what a wonderful product Wizards of the Coast has given us. And it is. Modern Horizons 2 is a wonderful product. I feel it is quite possibly one of the greatest Magic the Gathering sets made in, well, a very long time. It is masterfully designed, has cards for everyone. No, it is not just another Commander product, but yes, there are great Commander cards in it. No, it is not a weak and empty addition to Modern. It is filled with exciting new toys for the format that have me beyond excited, legitimately and truly beyond excited to sit down and play Modern and experience these new cards and decks. They reprinted Fetch Lands! They reprinted them 3 times, possibly more, depending on how you count the myriad treatments and frames and etched foils and old borders and just joyful offering of options which I honestly feel in my bones, may lead to the lowest prices on singles on the secondary market for Fetch Lands since they were in Standard. There is a joy of nostalgia throughout this set. Magic embracing its history, embracing its flavor in a way that makes me smile big and wide when I flip through the various callbacks and designs. Yeah, designs, a set where nostalgia is not just in name, but in the very design of the cards. It's everything a Magic the Gathering set should be. And I wanted to start the video out angry and frowning and then just burst into applause for what Modern Horizons 2 is, but it's too damn expensive. How expensive is too expensive, no matter how good a product is? Can we divorce price from function? Are we capable of the complex thought that Modern Horizons 2 can both be one of the greatest Magic the Gathering sets ever made, and also simultaneously, ridiculously, perhaps unfairly, overpriced? Yeah, I think I can do that. Will you join me as I try? Before we begin, this is not my Is It Worth It to Buy Modern Horizons 2 video. That video will come later when the set releases, and among other things, we'll look at whether you are getting your money's worth for the packs and products of this set. This video wants to look first and foremost at the actual design of this set. It shall seek to understand the true nature and quality of Modern Horizons 2 in isolation of price, and then explore more philosophical consumer concepts, such as what makes a price too high and why. You may disagree with my inferences and conclusions, and that is fine, but as always, I ask that you not question my sincerity in my claims and that you hear me out. Then decide for yourself. Let's begin with Part 1. Modern is dead. Long live Modern 2.0, which is better than ever. It may be surprising to some of you that I am so in love with Modern Horizons 2, considering I was almost hostile to Modern Horizons 1. My 2 major complaints at the time were the price, the outrageous $189.99 per box, and the fact that designing so many powerful, made-for-modern cards made it so that Wizards of the Coast was essentially creating a soft rotation, or at the very least an intentional shake-up of the modern meta. And what I love more than anything about the old Modern, and believe you me, Modern was my favorite format, was that it didn't rotate, and that it just consisted of old, non-reserved list cards. Magic the Gathering cards mean a lot to me. It's why I'm the sleeve and deckbox review guy, because I treasure my cards. I really, really love them, and I want them kept as pristine as possible. To me, they are joyful memories made incarnate. And in the same way that I want them to last forever, I also want to be able to play with them forever. Some way, somewhere. And Modern, for me, became that format. While not including all of Magic's vast history, it included enough of it. And at its inception, Modern was a home where you could play with old cards, where some cards from Standard could find a deck, find a place to be, where odd ideas like Living End and Maze's End could find new beginnings. From slivers to elves, even Merfolk had a shot, and a life in Modern. But as we have seen in Commander, designing cards specifically for a non-rotating format can have a strong effect upon that format. Namely, you transition from looking through an ancient catalog of cards and trying to find what works in the format to simply being handed new designs that were made to work in the format. Suddenly, my old cards were being pushed out for new designs, designs that never could have been printed in Standard, and the format I loved was in danger of dying. In my opinion, it did, and it sucks. But as someone capable of thinking of things complexly, I'm able to hold these two ideas together. The Modern format that I loved is gone, and it's not coming back. But also, a new Modern format, the Modern Horizons format, for want of a better term, is also fun and awesome and something I enjoy and love to play. It's a shame that the original Modern that I loved so dearly had to go. But some might even argue that the banning of Birthing Pod and Splinter Twin was more to blame than Modern Horizons. And I did argue that. Part 2, Reprinting Without Fear. The reprints in Modern Horizons 2 are far superior to Modern Horizons 1. Modern Horizons 1 felt very stagnant to me in terms of reprints, with a restrictive policy that no actual Modern played cards would be reprinted, but rather only cards previously not Modern legal would. The only exception to this was the snow-covered basics. Right away, given the high cost of so many Modern staples, I was beyond frustrated that a plethora of new cards were to be added to Modern with no attention to the growing cost of entry. Not to mention that the reprinted into Modern cards themselves were very cautious, unimpressive. Even while writing this script, I struggled to remember the 45 reprints that Modern Horizons 1 contained. I think Wizards of the Coast was nervous about the effect of reprinting legacy cards into Modern, but not so with Modern Horizons 2. I am all for reprints, and that includes reprinting every non-reserve list card into Modern, more or less. Honestly, I was more excited for Counterspell being reprinted than the Fetch lands, because Counterspell was a classic card I'd wanted in Modern for a long time, but it was never going to be reprinted into Standard. Knowing that it was in Modern Horizons 2 signaled to me that Wizards of the Coast was about to lean heavy into classic and memorable cards from Magic's past, and did they ever? Enchantress's Presence, Braids, Karmic Guide, these are cards that Magic players know and love, and now we can play with them in Modern. Cabal Coffers, Quirion Ranger, go Elves. Hey, Riptide Laboratory. Oh, and look, Shardless Agent. Oh snap, I was right. I literally called it. Okay, so apparently this had been leaked, and everyone in my prediction video said I just named it because I had read the leak, but I didn't. I can't prove it to you, but I swear, I had no idea about that leak. I don't look into that stuff usually. I just looked at the list of all the legacy cards that are not Modern legal, that are not on the reserve list, and I made some picks. And I was wrong about, well, pretty much all of them except Shardless Agent. That was when I was right. Let me just have this, okay? I swear I didn't know about the leak. I was right for once. If I used leaks and insider information to make my predictions, don't you think I'd be right more often? Anyway, Shardless Agent in Modern is going to be wild. I am here for it. The set also contains some of the higher-end reprints from Modern Horizons 1, although in a more limited fashion. As the old Modern format changes further into this new Modern Horizons format, seeing reprints of exclusive Modern Horizons cards is a must, and I'm really relieved to see Wizards recognize this and begin placing them as reprints in Modern Horizons continuing sets. Not to mention that the list was updated to have modern-specific reprints on it. Real clever, real good move. And while these are going to be scarce, and I still feel the list as a whole needs an overhaul to make it more grokkable and memorable, the addition of Original Frame Tarmogoyf, a modern staple, Aether Vial, a modern staple, Tireless Tracker, and a Splinter Twin? Yep. Wizards of the Coast added Splinter Twin to the list as a card indicative of the modern format. I mean, I agree with them. Splinter Twin should never have been banned, nor Birthing Pod, but to find it here when it is banned is, I don't know, it's a little strange for them to add it to the list like this, but hey, maybe this just proves I have been wrong all along, and Wizards of the Coast really does have a good sense of humor about itself. Part 3. It's the game, stupid. More than anything, the reason I am so excited for Modern Horizons 2 is the game that I can play because of it. Not the Modern that I loved. No, I do miss that still, but it's a new Modern, the Modern Horizon format, and honestly, it looks awesome. There are so many cards that I want to play with and build around and get games with, and that has me excited because I love playing Magic the Gathering. There are over 50 mechanics in this set, with new cards and reprints all playing around with, honestly, my absolute favorites: Landfall, Flashback, Cycling, Investigate, Metalcraft, even Storm. We're getting Hellbent cards and Shadow cards and wild callbacks. Like Break the Ice, which is this really clever and evocative callback to Sinkhole. Disciple of the Sun, which is essentially reminding us of Sun Titan. We even have Bottle Golems calling back to Bottle Gnomes. Diamond Lion, of course, calling back to Lion's Eye Diamond, a reserve list card. It's spicy, it's nostalgic, it's excellent gameplay for both limited and constructed. It's filled with cards that modern players will love, collectors will want to collect, Commander will want these cards too. It isn't even Modern Horizons 2 in that sense. In many ways, this set is it's just Magic the Gathering Horizons, a universal set of brilliance and celebration. It's everything I want a Magic the Gathering set to be, except it's also extremely expensive. Part 4. How much should Magic the Gathering cost? Again, I will examine this set, its cost, and what you get for that cost in my usual Is It Worth It to Buy video when the set releases, but I want to ask a sincere question here, and it's one I don't think I have the answer to. How much should Magic the Gathering cost? Honestly, how much is too much? What effect does this ever-increasing price have upon the game? Now, I honestly believe, and again, we won't know until the set comes out, but I feel it. I feel this, that there's so many treatments of fetch lands that people are going to pursue in this set, and the set is just going to sell in general so much that we are going to see fetch land prices decrease. Maybe not on the super clutch original border ones that everyone's going to want, but yeah, maybe some of those old Modern Master reprint ones are going to come down dramatically in price. I really feel optimistic about that. Maybe I'm a sucker, a true bleeding heart who loves this game so much that I keep being optimistic to the point of naivete. Remember, I was initially a huge early adopter of Magic Arena. I was beyond hyped for the initial overhaul of Magic's pro scene, believed those inflated Twitch numbers. So despite my cynicism and criticism, I still just love this game and keep wanting it to be the best. And yet, I honestly think fetch land prices are going to go down by a lot because of this set. Maybe that won't happen here. Maybe fetch lands will not go down much because of this set. Maybe modern decks will remain prohibitively expensive. But even so, if they had dropped in cost and increased in access, would it be okay for the products to be this expensive? My gut says no. My gut says there is no reason why Modern Horizons 2 can't be $6.99 a pack, because just 2 years ago, Modern Horizons 1 was $6.99 a pack. And at the time, I said there was no reason Modern Horizons 1 couldn't be $4 a pack, because just 2 years before that, Battle Bond was $4 a pack. No matter how awesome I think this set is, how brilliantly designed, how effective it may be at lowering the cost of singles, I simply can't say that that justifies such a price. I can't, because it doesn't. The game is amazing. This product is amazing. The cost is ridiculous, even if it ends up being great value for those who can afford it, and it very well may be. But I just can't wave away how expensive this set is. Am I wrong? I sincerely don't feel confident here. Tell me in the comments. I really want to know. And I hope very much this video has at least been thought-provoking for you. And I do hope that even if you are furious about the price of this product, you are also capable of viewing it complexly and acknowledging that no, this is not just another Magic set. No, this is not just another Commander product, but that they really have designed something spectacular here. See you at pre-release?
Can I call you back? I just ran into an old friend. Professor! You paisley old rogue!
Teferi, you guy that I like.